welcome to episode 4 of Knitting at the Creek podcast. My name is Ashley, and I live on a farm in southwest Missouri with my husband and our 2 boys. You can find me on Instagram under Spur Creek Farm, and you can email me at spurcreekfarm.mo@gmail.com. I guess we'll jump right into it. It's been a minute since I podcasted last. I know last time I said I had some health stuff going on and I've been in treatment for that, and honestly I have not had much time to knit, so I don't have that much to show you guys. I have a few things. I have a few new cast-ons. I have a finished object, which is what I'm wearing today, so I'll show that to you guys. And then mainly it's finishing socks. Oh, I do have a little surprise also that we'll get to at the end. So let's get started. So what I'm wearing, let me get my trusty book. This is the Ankers summer shirt. Yes, by Petite Knit. I knit this in Drops Bell in the color Moss Green, which is color 10. Let's see. I casted this on June 13th and I casted it off on July 7th. So a little less than a month to finish it. But I was a monogamous knitter on this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Let me stand up and show you what it looks like. So I did it, my natural waist is probably right about here. So I did it, I wish I would have hit my natural waist. So I wish I would have gone, just a little bit more cropped, but this is okay. I love the texture up here. I did modify the pattern just a bit, and I'll tell you about it. I was a little concerned that I had knit the sleeves or the ribbing right here too tight, or at least my cast off was too tight. But I think the more that I wear it, I think it's going to be fine. I feel like it's stretching out quite a bit. So, let's see. I used the recommended needle size for the body. However, when I casted this on, I used a US 4. So when I started here, I used a US 4. I did a German twist cast on because I looked at a lot of the Ravelry project pages, and I noticed that there were some of them where the neckline was really big, and that I wanted something it's not super close to my neck. And I do think it's going to drape a little bit more the more that I wear it or stretch out. So it's not super tight. I still have quite a bit of, with this ribbing here, I've got quite a bit of stretch with it. But I started with a US 4 German twist cast on, and I did 5 rounds of rib in that really small needle. So it's a 3.5 millimeter needle. I did knit the size extra large because I did want it more of a boxy drapey fit, and I was concerned that it was going to be a little too big here. But my gauge was off a little bit. So my gauge was a little bit tighter than what it called for. So I was okay with doing the extra large. Typically I would do a large. But yeah, I really like it. I'm definitely going to make another one. But I do think I'm going to crop it just a little bit more because the more I wear it, the longer it gets. And I really want that nice, I want it to sit right at my waist. But yeah, first time working with Drops Bell, I really liked it, except for one ball. One of the balls was just knots. I think I may have fought through it for maybe a quarter of the little ball, and then I was like, forget it, and I just cut it. And I think I bought 6 balls, I think, and I had more than enough, and so I just kind of tossed that one to the side and just picked up another one, and it was fine. So yeah, I really like it. I think it's gonna be I'm of the age where I get hot very easily, as the air conditioner is right now. My husband likes to live like he's a salamander, and I am not a salamander, so I like to live like it's the tundra. He loves that about me. But anyway, so I get this, I get hot. And so I do think that this, I would not wear this. It is heavy. It's a DK weight, I believe. I would not wear this outside today. Like, it's in the low 90s, upper 80s. I would not wear this outside. It's way too hot. In fact, it is, we keep our house, my husband likes to keep our house at like 76. I'm more of a 68 to 70 type person. And this, if I were moving and up and doing things, doing chores, I would be too hot in this. So I do think it's going to be a good transitional piece for fall on those days where it's chilly. But not like I'm kind of concerned all my wool sweaters that I'm not going to be able to wear at this stage of life. Which is so fun. So yeah, so I do think I will be wearing or knitting more things out of this type of more plant-based fibers because it does breathe quite a bit. So yeah, I think that's that. Then I have another finished object. I finished a pair of socks. I'm so excited. I have worn these. Because I like to live like I'm in the tundra, my feet do get cold. Nothing else is cold except my feet. So I put these on in the winter time or the summertime and walk around. But these are my Padme socks. The yarn is by Havriland. Self-striping. I used a US, what did I do on these? Did I do a US 1? Why don't I get this and look at it? No, that's what I did. I did a US 0. 64 stitches, just my vanilla sock pattern. I did a 2x2, I cast on German twist cast on 2x2 rib for, I believe it's 20 rounds. I did until I thought the leg was long enough. I don't count. And I only knit my socks one at a time. I'd like to do 2 at a time, but sometimes just the whole mess of things just aggravates me. So I literally knit one, and then when I'm knitting the second one, I'll just hold it up and think, oh, it looks good, and be done. Sometimes I'll count, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't. I did 60 rounds on the foot. I did a slip stitch heel flap and gusset, and then just a rounded toe. But I did use a US 0 for these. So the socks that I had been previously knitting were coming out way too loose, and I did not like how they would fit fine for the first couple wears, and then they just really stretched out. So I thought, well, I'll do a US 0. And I feel like it's too tight. Now, I don't know if they will stretch. I mean, I do know they should stretch as I wear them. But now I'm kind of like, okay, do I go back up to a US 1 and just maybe decrease the stitch count? Or I don't know. Or maybe not do a vanilla sock. Maybe keep with a US 0, but then do more of a ribbed sock, something that's got texture that stretches a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like my knitting style or my knitting gauge has definitely changed. But it also, I don't feel like it's consistent. I feel like there are some times where I'm a tight knitter, and then there's sometimes where I'm a really loose knitter. So I don't know. Maybe that gauges my stress level. I don't know. But they are a tad tight. I can still wear them. I mean, they're very wearable, but they're hard to get on my feet. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do like them. I think the colors are really, really pretty. Nice little they just remind me of September. I know they're Star Wars themed, but they just remind me of September. So I really like them. I've been wearing them quite a bit just around the house. Like I said, again, I haven't double checked to see if she is still dyeing, and it's probably going to be backwards, but this is Havriland hand-dyed yarn out of, she has an Etsy shop. I will link it if I can find it. I will link it in the show notes below. Again, anything that I talk about, I will link in the show notes below for you guys to find. So there is that. And then, so I'll kind of stop here. So another reason I haven't podcasted in a while is I took a lot of my things to our county fair. First time I've ever done that. I was so excited. I've always missed the deadline to do it, but I was over at a friend's house and she was getting her stuff ready for her girls to take. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. So I put it in my phone. I did everything that I needed to do and I took everything up there. So, it was not a good experience. I mean, it was good. I won. I took a lot of my hand spun yarn, which I don't have here. I think I've shown a little bit of it in earlier podcasts, but I took some hand spun yarn up there and I won first and second place on mostly first on that. And then I took some hand knitted items. I took a shawl that I showed you guys, I believe. I got second place on the shawl, but then I took a sweater and I wanted to show you guys. I did get, is it Grand? I think it was Grand Champion, something along those lines, on my sweater. This is, let's see if I can hold it up here. I don't think I've shown this before, but this is the, oh my goodness, I believe it's the Green Gables sweater. I don't even know if I have that in my deal. I don't think I do. Yes, it is. Green Gables sweater by Handmade Closet. I think she's changed her name since then. I think it's Olga, maybe Putinesco Designs. I'm probably butchering that, but yeah. So this, I did everything to pattern except she has color work along the sleeve and color work along the bottom. And I did not want to do that because I did not want that bulk around my midsection. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you. This has been, to submit anything, it has to be finished within the past year or 2 years or something like that. This just reached or met the deadline. But yeah, so these are all my hand-dyed yarns, which I love the colors of. It turned out really, really pretty. I remember it being so fun to work on. It's pretty oversized on me. And then I did a, what is this sleeve called? Not a bell sleeve. Anyway, they're kind of like poofy. Like they're long and they kind of gather. Is that a bell sleeve? I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments. By the way, I love reading your guys' comments. I still have some that I need to get back to. During my back treatments and my pain stuff, I have not really been on social media. Even my YouTube, I've just kind of focused on other things. So I do have some comments I need to get back, but I love how helpful you guys are. Yeah, I like this community. I think I like this community better than I like Instagram. Instagram is kind of toxic sometimes, but so anyway, so there's that. Yeah, I won first place on that. So I was pretty excited. Now, I said earlier that I will never do it again, and I won't, because they did not take care of my things. I know I signed a waiver, you know, they're not responsible for anything that happens. However, I would expect them to, you know, be careful with things. So I also submitted a Christmas ornament that I had made. It wasn't very Christmassy, but it was this little clay mushroom that I had glued to it around, and I had hand painted it and everything. It was really cute. And I picked it up and it was in multiple pieces. No one said anything to me and just handed me the bag. So obviously it's something that they knew that happened because they had the pieces that they picked up and, you know, put in a bag. So there was that. And then the shawl that I took, I believe they must have had it hanging on a hanger and it may have gotten snagged, but they put a big hole in my shawl. And luckily they were kind enough to like pull the yarn a little bit and kind of like loop it. So they knew it happened. And I was able to fix it. However, no one said anything to me about it, like, oh, I just want to let you know this happened. We're really sorry, blah, blah, blah. We're not responsible. Like, I would have been fine with that, but just hand me my items back and then not let me know, because they just kind of have like all of your items grouped together and you just go and pick them up. I guess I could have inspected them, but I didn't. Anyway, so I'm kind of bummed about that because, you don't want to spend so much time on something and have it potentially ruined. So that was a fun one-time experience. Anyway, okay, on to works in progress. Let's see, what do I have? Okay, this is, let's see, I have made progress on my socks. Let me try to find okay. These are my Derby socks. You guys have seen these multiple times, so I'm just going to kind of blow through some of the things that you've seen really quickly. But I am at the finish line with these. I'm so excited to have these done. So this is by, I think I said Summerlee Knits. I am following the pattern exactly. I am making I don't know what size, the size small, which is 60 stitches. Yeah, I've had this, you guys can go watch a previous episode about these socks. It's been a thing. This is what, version 4 that I think I've made. I don't know. Color work just didn't work out. I've tried, this is my first project I've ever done with double point needles, which I love, but there's a learning curve, especially when it comes to the color work. But now that I think I have it, I have that like technique down. I don't think I'll go back to anything other than double pointed needles with color work on a small project like this. I don't know. I think they're easier than the little 9-inch circulars, which I can't wrap my mind around those. I have tried them multiple times, but I just feel like maybe I have fat hands. I don't know, but they just don't feel right. There's something wrong with them. But anyway, so this is a finished sock. I have I'm going to say half of the other sock done. I'm ready now to start the heel. Look at all those ends. So I did not carry my yarn up. I started to have some really bad puckering. So I was like, just whatever. I'm just going to cut. So I have all these to weave in. I did it on the other one. It's fine. But yeah, I love the colors in this. I'm so excited to have these, to start wearing them, give them a good block. So hopefully next time I podcast, actually, I'm not going to say hopefully. I'm going to say next time I podcast, these are going to be done. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. Nothing special on these. I'm using a US 1 DPN. The yarn is my own hand dyed. Oh, and I do go up to a US 2 for my color work DPNs. So all my needles are Chow-Gu, except for the, I have Knitter's Pride Zings for my US 2s, which I don't like as much as the Chow-Gu, I've decided. So anyway, being held in a Wild Bonnie bag. I'll link it below, but she doesn't have, her shop is not active currently. I don't know if she will reactivate it or not, but okay. Next is my A World of October socks that have been on the needles forever, and I told you I don't like to knit on them until it's October, or until it's fall. Well, we've had some very unseasonal temperatures lately. And we had actually a really cool day last week, and I thought, I'm going to work on my fall socks because I'm crazy like that. I also decorated my house for fall. So you can see some of my pumpkins in my craft room, but I did. I don't have a lot of fall decor. This is an absolute disaster here, but I don't have a lot of fall decor, so it didn't take me very long. Basically, we have a brick fireplace, so I just kind of decorate the mantle. I've got some pottery pumpkins that I've purchased. My mom and sister have given me. Yeah, I don't have a lot of fall stuff. And a bunch of I don't have any in here. But I found some velvet yarn from Havriland, I think, and I knit some pumpkins, which maybe next podcast I'll show those because they're really cute. I just kind of made up my own little pattern, and I save the tops of actual pumpkins, like little stems. I dry them out, and then I add them on there, or I use sticks. But that's the brunt of my fall decor. But I did it. Unapologetically, I decorated for fall. Don't care that it's still August. Doesn't bother me. So I have this. I knit on this while I was waiting on my husband to finish doing something outside. But here is the full sock. This is the rye sock by Tin Can Knits. Is it the rye or is it barley? I'm pretty sure it's the rye sock, but I guess I should show you the front. It has just like a panel of purl stitches in there. This is also some of my own hand-dyed yarn, a World of October's club that I did last year. So yeah, it's really pretty. It's a really pretty self-stripey situation. It's kind of mid-century modern-y looking, I think. I don't know. At first I didn't love it, and now I'm loving it, and I'm ready to get why did I do such a long cuff on that? That's a long cuff. Anyway, it's been so long. I'll have to go look back at my notes to know what to do for this next sock, but anywho, I am liking those right now, so hopefully I can continue to work on them. I also made a couple little, they're not done yet, so maybe I can show them on Instagram or something, but I had my polymer clays out because I needed to fix or replace that Christmas ornament that they broke. And I thought, well, I'm just going to do a few little, I'm looking at them over here, they're on my table, a few little like Halloween stitch markers. And then maybe I'll want to pull out some of my fall themed projects and work on them if I have like the bling that matches. So this is in a Halloween bag that I think this is my first bag that I ever made off a tutorial on YouTube, but I just found some Halloween themed fabric, some little shiny polka dots, little sock bag. Perfect. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to show this, but I don't think I've made any progress at all. I don't think. Let's see. Okay, this is my Pagona shawl by Stephen West. This is also, or not also, this is in a bag that Olivia of This Handmade Life made me and gifted me, I think, for Christmas not Christmas, spring one year. So sweet. Okay, I have not, like I said, I've not made much progress. Here is the shawl. So it is a page 4 pattern, so I'm not going to show much else. There are two versions. You can make one version. Oh, my lighting is really bad. I got to figure that out. But until then, I'm just going to go with it. So sorry if the lighting and the color's weird. I also got a new phone since I last podcasted, so I really don't know how this is going to work or look, or we're just going with it. I knew if I didn't do it today, it just wouldn't happen. Plus, I have things that I have done that I need to show you guys today. But anyway, so there's a one skein version, so the shorter version, or you can add 2 more colors and kind of make a fade with them. So that's what I'm doing. I had to rip it back out and I restarted it, and then so this is I got a little bit. This is where I was last. So I've added 2 more sections, but honestly I've not been working on this much. because I started another project that I'll show you next that has taken up most of my time. Once I got the socks done, I was hoping to work on this, but I did not. I'm following the pattern. I'm using a US 6 4mm needle. All of my all of my needles are Chow-Goo red lace. This is the front of it. This is also my hand-dyed yarn in, I believe, Lady Edith. So I'm going to do this. I think, yeah, I'm ready now to do the next increase section on either side. So that's what I need to, I think that's why I put it down. Because when you start an increase section, it's no longer memorizable. Well, you just have to pay more attention once you start a new section. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And I think I don't know, with all of this treatment that I've been through, and it's been pretty painful. I've had a lot of injections and physical therapy, manual therapy, things like that. So a lot of the times when I knit, I just need something that's completely mindless, and I don't need to think. I just need to move my hands, keep my hands moving, keep my mind off things. So okay, so I'm going to stripe in. So this is color 1, and then it will fade into this. This is my colorway November. It's a little fuzzy, but yeah, it's been in my bag for a long time, and it has dog hair on it. It's fine. And then the final shawl color will be this. This is some club that I did of love, I believe. Man, that bag really makes them all fuzzy. But I think these are going to be really pretty. I'm a little concerned that this one's going to look a little out of place, but it also might kind of give it a good edge. I don't know. If I open it up, it has quite a bit of this lighter pink that I think is going to blend well. I don't know. I do though need a big shawl. I gifted my last big shawl that I made to one of my friends who's going through chemo for breast cancer. So I gifted her that, and I want to make myself a big shawl. I thought about making another. It was the Frank shawl. I believe I showed you guys the first podcast. I thought about making another one, and I still may, but I just need something that's, all of my shawls right now are not very big on the shoulders. Like, they cover my back, but they don't go down very far on my shoulders. And I need something, or my arms. I need something that, you know, I can like wrap in. So yeah, that's all my old cast-ons or old projects. I do have a new work in progress, which I'm very excited about. Sorry, I keep messing with my hair. The air vent is here, and it's like blowing little pieces of hair in my face, and it's about to aggravate me. This is held in a bag. This is an old bag, guys. Kitchen Clutter, I believe, is what the tag inside says. But it's like a waxed canvas bag. This is the one if I know I'm going camping, or if I know I'm going on, you know, a vacation where we're going to be outside more, I will take this bag. So it does smell like, it smells like campfire. It smells like smoke. And then I have my little pins. I need more pins, by the way. I need to remedy that. But okay, this is a new cast on. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I did, I had some extra yarn laying around, undyed yarn. And I dyed it up and I offered it on Instagram. And when I do that, what I do is I take all of my implements that have the little dye pieces and stuff on it, and I put it in a jar. So I'll clean everything out, you know, off in there. And so I'll have like this little jar of color. And I typically use that to dye just some solid tonals. Well, this is what I got. Whoa. Are you attached? Or are you not attached? You are attached. This is what I got. I feel like This is a never, there we go. This is what I got from that batch. It is showing way silver, but it is a beautiful, let me set this down. I don't know, that's more like it. It's a beautiful like smoky blue. It is so pretty. Normally when I do that, when I use my, you know, unexhausted dyes or my cleanup dyes, I normally get a pretty muddy color. And I end up adding some dyes to it to make it something that works better. But this was 100% scrap dye. So I was really excited that this, you know, finally worked out. So I did not offer this for sale because I kept it myself, because I knew I wanted to cast on another little tee like this, but I wanted it in fingering weight. I didn't mind wool because I think that, like I said earlier, in the winter time, I still think I'm going to be wearing short sleeves, and I think this will be fine. So I cast on the Little Thistles Tee by Claire of Autumn and Indigo. I am using my tablet for the pattern, so I'll post a picture here of it. I've had this in my queue since it came out a couple years ago, 2 years ago maybe, and I just loved the simplicity of it. I thought it was really, really cute, but I guess it got lost in what I was doing, so I need to put it on a bigger thing. But anyway, so this is the Little Thistles Tee. I am through the yoke. You can see when it blocks, it's going to look like little thistles. It's so, so cute. I am concerned that it might be a touch big. I am making this size 3, which is a 44-inch bust, and you're supposed to have a 4 to 5 inch positive ease. That gives me 5 inches of positive ease. But I felt like the one, if I went down, I think if I went down, it was like a 42. I'm not sure, but I chose the 3. I did go down a needle size. She calls for a US 8, and I went down to a US 7. I had 21 stitches per 4 inches, and she calls for 20 stitches per 4 inches. So then that means that my gauge was a little bit tighter. So that's why I went up. That's why I went to the size 3. That's why. Because then hopefully that'll maybe take an inch, half an inch off, and it should be okay. So I've tried it on, and I mean, it works. Actually, I bought Amber of A Lovely Yarn podcast recommended this. I've seen multiple people use it, and I was like, I don't need that. I do. I do. Everyone needs it. It's just this barber cord something. I think that's what it's called. And it's a little hollow cord, little like rubbery. You put it on the ends of your needles, and you're able to stretch everything out, and you're able, instead of transferring everything to new needles to try it on, you put this on, you stretch your work out, you put it on. It's like, it's a lifesaver. I don't know why I've gone all my years of knitting without having that. But anyway, so this is what I've been working on the most. I'm through all of the increases. Yeah. Scoot back a little bit. It's just, it's going to be so, so, so pretty. I like it. I think I'm hooked on little fingering weight tees. I think that's going to be what I use, because I like plant fibers, I have decided. However, they're not as soft that I have found. I guess I need to find a really good soft yarn animal fiber. Maybe a silk. Is that an animal fiber? Maybe. But I don't know. I like the feel and the texture of a good wool shirt. And I think I have one. I have my Tegna. I don't know how to say it. By Caitlin Hunter. And I wear that quite a bit in the fall or in the spring. So I do think I'm going to get quite a bit of use out of this. And just, you know, on chilly days in the house, toss it over a dress. Because most of my dresses are like tank tops or sleeveless. So yeah, I'm excited about that, about this. Ready to have it off the needles. I'm using pumpkin everything, guys. This is what it's going to be like. This is a stitch marker from Lock and Lou. She's incredible. She's incredible. Yeah, I was making my little polymer clay things. Hello, light. And my boys were like, oh, Mom, those are so good. And I was like, no. And I pulled up Lock and Lou's Instagram account. And I was like, no, look at her stuff. I make shapes. I don't paint them. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I'm excited to continue to work on this, and I do have it in my bag because anytime we're outside, which is not a lot, because even though the weather's cool-ish here, the mosquitoes are ridiculous. Okay, I think that's all of the knitting stuff. A little bit of life update. We've started school since I last podcasted. It's going okay. We are actually ready for our first break. So we do 6 weeks on, 1 week off. This will be our last week, and then next week we get a break, and I'm already ready for it. I have a senior who's doing great. I have a sophomore who's also doing great. But you know, your sophomore year is a little bit more intense, so it takes a little bit more of pushing to get stuff done. I mean, not that it has nothing to do with him, but I feel like 10th grade is a really hard year. 10th grade is just a lot, just the curriculum's really hard, I think. And there's a lot of new things you're starting to drive. You have more freedom. I just feel like that age, that 10th grade year is a turning point. So we're getting through it. We're getting through it. Still in treatment for my back. It's going to be a lifelong thing that I do. I have good days. I have bad days. I am doing, it's called PRP injections. It's called platelet-rich plasma injections, which is supposed to heal the ligaments and hopefully avoid surgery. I've had one of those. I actually go this week for my second round. I'll have 4 total initially, and then I think it's every 6 months or every year I will get a booster, or I can get them more often if I need. And then I have trigger point injections. I have manual therapy, physical therapy. In the early days of the treatment, I was going twice a day, sometimes every single day of the week. I am now down to once a day. No, I'm down to 1 day every week. Yes. I'm still doing decompression. I lay on the decompression table and manual therapy. And then if I need, like if my back is seized up or I've got some other issue going on, I can get a trigger point injection and hopefully calm some of those things down. But it's just a matter of finding the balance of what I can do, not pushing my body too much, but pushing it enough to where, sitting here for this length of time, I'll get really stiff. So I'll need to get up and move. And so just trying to find that balance of what works best for me. So I think we're on the right track. There are days where it's discouraging. I feel like nothing's working. And then there are days I wake up, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. So the amount of comments that I got about you guys praying for me and thinking of me, I'm so appreciative of that. Keep them coming. The power of prayer, guys. It works. So, okay. Now I have a fun announcement. So, by the time this goes up, all of this stuff will be in my Etsy shop. I've opened up my Etsy shop. I haven't decided yet. I'm not coming back full force, but I do want to offer a couple of things. So, okay, first let me just show you what I have dyed up, and then we'll talk about some of the other things. So, I will link my Etsy shop down below also. This will be available. This is pumpkin spice on classic sock, which is $75.25. It's really pretty. I dyed up 4 of these and I have already kept one because I need to make pumpkin socks out of this for sure. Okay, so I have that one. And these are gonna be on a mix of bases. So this is a DK, this is old, what is this? Good Book, I think is what I named it. You'll see it, I don't know. It's a really pretty mauve-y color with some strawberry, pink, mauve, green, vintage greens, golds in there. Really pretty. I've got 2 DK and 1 twist sock on there. And this is not everything that I have. This is just some things. So I will have a couple more colorways on there that I just haven't skeined up yet. This is something. I don't remember. Guys, naming things is, I think it's Owl. That's what I named it. It's Owl. This is so pretty. I want to keep this and make something out of it, but I know I don't need any more yarn. This is all DK. This would make the most amazing little cropped top for someone that doesn't need a lot of yardage. It's grays with this like cocoa brown color with a few speckles here and there. Really, really, really pretty. I love that. And then let's see, I have, oh, this one. This one is fun. So I was trying to find I wanted to make a pair of DK weight socks for my kiddo, and he wanted like Harry Potter theme. So I was like, okay. Guys, this is so pretty. This is Flue powder. And it's like this shiny, deep, velvety green with different shades of green speckles, a little bit of copper mixed in. Not really copper, more like an olive, like an olivey green. Just different shades of green. It's got a little bit of copper, but oh my word. I love this. I love the funkiness of this colorway. Really pretty. I think that's all I have to show you as far as yarn goes. Oh, here we go. I had some little 10-gram minis that I had. Oh, I'm missing one. So there'll be another color. There'll be a set of 5. But basically everything I just showed you in, this is a DK 10-gram mini, and it'll have another color with it. I'm not sure which color I dyed up, but we'll see. And then this is the twist sock, little 10-gram mini set right there. Really pretty. So by the time this goes up, my Etsy shop will be open for you guys to shop at your own, at your will, whatever you guys want to do. Depending on how that goes, I would like to, I've had a few requests for some of my fall colorways to come back. I don't really want, I'm torn because like I said earlier, I have good days, I have bad days. So I don't want to commit myself, you know, if I do any type of a pre-order thing, I want to give myself plenty of time to fulfill that. And I don't want you guys waiting forever once you've ordered something. I've never really liked that. So if you guys are interested in any of my fall colorways, you can scroll back on my Spur Creek Farm Instagram page all the way to the bottom and see some of my fall colorways that I have. Not all of them are reproducible. Most of them are that are on my Instagram. So if you are interested, leave a comment down below and let me know. And also if I sell out of these like super quickly, then I know that there may be some interest, but I've been out of the game for so long. Yarn dyeing, I don't know if I still have, you know, that customer base there. And I am not in, I don't feel like, I don't want to build that up again. I just kind of want to, I just want to be able to dye yarn when I feel like dyeing yarn and offer it to you guys. So that may be what I do, but I personally have a couple colorways that I would like to dye up. So I thought if I'm dyeing them, I might as well, you know, do some. So yeah, so let me know if you wanted a pre-order. I've got, I know a popular one, I did a collab with Olivia of This Handmade Life, and it was my Just a Little Hocus Pocus. That was always popular, but then again, I'm like, okay, but do I still have the same followers? They've already bought that yarn from me. You know, they probably don't want to see that again. They probably want new stuff. I don't know. So if I have any new followers, and again, scroll all the way down on my Instagram to see it. Or if you want to email me, I can send you a picture of it. Or I may just surprise you guys and put it on my Etsy shop. I don't know. You're just gonna have to go check it out. So, yeah, I think that's all. Again, everything will be linked in the description box below of where you can find me and where you can find all the things I talked about. Again, most of my yarn is hand-dyed that I work with, so I don't have a lot of yarn links. I know a lot of people ask where I've purchased the yarn from. It's my own hand-dyed. I know that's hard. With the knitting podcast, you want to know where everything comes from. But yeah, so if you like this podcast, hit the like and subscribe button to follow along. And I hope that the next episode will not take me 6 weeks, over 6 weeks to put out. Yeah, so until next time, happy knitting.